up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Recent conscripts in Taiwan are learning to fire rocket launchers as part of basic military training for the first time. Jaime Okan was at the range and brings us this report.
After weeks of training, these conscripts are testing their proficiency on Taiwan's domestically made Kestrel rocket launcher. Many said they were nervous about this first-of-its-kind test.
红准实弹射击与在部校实施空操的感觉截然不同。虽然有些紧张与害怕，但想起授课教官所教的程序、步骤及要领，放下害怕的心情，顺利完成本次射击任务。虽然说这是第一次实弹射击，但我秉持着教官与干部给我的教育以及提醒，让我可以放下心中紧张的情绪。
Taiwan extended the length of mandatory military service from 4 months to 1 year in 2022 as part of a larger reform of its armed forces. Part of this included more realistic combat training, and now using this rocket launcher as a standard part of the country's military training. This test focuses on two main parts, accuracy and handling. Officers here say that they're hoping to get this weapon in the hands of as many people doing mandatory military service as possible. That's because it only takes about 5 days to really learn how to use the weapon. Taiwan's geography poses a big challenge for military planners in China, which would have to deploy troops by air or sea in an invasion. Analysts say that in the hands of a well-trained soldier, missile launchers like the Kestrel would prove effective in stopping vehicles from making it inland.
那可以提高它的火力就是在面对万一敌方有比较大的这个装甲车辆 armed vehicle 过来的时候，至少它可以立刻的反应。
But above all, many U.S. military planners say that Taiwan's shift to more modern weapons and tactics is just the first step in building a more effective defense.
For many, many years, conscripts didn't even fire these weapons. What I would really like to see again is the next step moving beyond this to actually seeing small units out there maneuvering with these weapon systems and then employing them.
The military says it's on track to train more than 9,000 conscripts by the end of this year and is working to give this generation of soldiers the skills they need to defend the country. Fu Huahong and Jaime Okan in Tainan for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's Coast Guard has at least one new ship in its fleet, with another close behind. Chris Gorin was at the handover ceremony and reports that the newest ship has a special mission.
The Coast Guard is celebrating the completion of one ship and the launch of another in the northern port city of Keelung. One completed vessel, called the Lianjiang, is being handed over to the Coast Guard. It's named for the county which administers Taiwan's outlying Mazu Islands, just off the coast of China. At the same time, another vessel of the same class is being launched. During the christening ceremony for the ship, Taiwan's vice premier said it was named after the East Coast county of Hualien.
我们待会要命名的意旨就是屏障太平洋，捍卫东台湾那我相信有这2艘舰艇的加入能够来提升我们海巡的力量来协助我们海巡捍卫主权、维护渔权。
The ships are the third and fourth of 6 planned frigates. Taiwan's Coast Guard hopes they will modernize its fleet amid increasing tensions in the water around the country. China has ramped up military activity in waters around Taiwan in recent years, with incidents between Coast Guard and civilian vessels around Taiwan's outlying Jinmen Islands, some even resulting in deaths. The unveiling of new Coast Guard ships has become a common occurrence in Taiwan as the country continues to bolster its maritime safety capabilities and as the tensions in and around its waters continue to rise. Eason Chen and Chris Gorin for TaiwanPlus.
Millions of tons of plastic waste ends up in the ocean each year. But one new startup is using both old school labor and new technology to improve recycling. Chris Gorin has the story.
These boats on the island of Ko Chang in eastern Thailand are returning home with their daily catch. Not fish, but plastic garbage. They're working with a startup called Tide to recycle some of the estimated 6 million tons of plastic waste that goes into the ocean each year. It's a problem that can seem endless.
Hopefully in the future we can we can do more because even 200 tons per year that we can collect, and for now, I think it's a really small part of this problem.
The company is taking a new approach when it comes to proof that it's removing plastics from the ocean. It uses blockchain technology to track the trash from collection to the end user. After paying the collectors for their work, a labor-intensive sorting process begins, due to the wide range of discarded plastics. While arduous, the company says this kind of work means it's not necessary to make new plastic.
We are convinced there is more than enough plastic on our world, and we should take what already exists.
The final product of all this work is raw plastic pellets, known as nurdles. They're sold to buyers like Condor Group, one of Europe's largest carpet makers. The carpets made with recycled plastic cost as much as 40% more than those made from fresh plastics. But Condor says customers are willing to pay for quality, sustainable products.
So we see sustainability not just as a trend, but more as stewardship for future generations to come.
You have to start somewhere, and the more products that are being launched and prove that the quality is just the same, convince others to switch to.
Combining old-fashioned labor with cutting-edge tech, startups like Tide are trying to make an impact on a seemingly intractable problem. And if such efforts are successful, it could represent a new wave in a sea of plastic. Klein Wong and Chris Gorin for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwanese and Australian firefighters are ready to ignite excitement with the release of their 2025 charity calendar. Sandy Chi has the details.
The Australian Taiwanese Firefighters 2025 calendar has officially been released, marking the first time ever heroes from the two countries have collaborated. And now for the calendar, 6 Taiwanese firefighters flew all the way to Australia for the photo shoot.
For 5 years, we've had a very strong bond and friendship with Taiwan and the people. And it seemed like we've been working with the fire authorities here on different smaller projects, that we should do a big project, which was a great idea.
For over 30 years, the Australian Firefighters calendar has been supporting the Children's Hospital Foundation, providing funds for research into childhood burns and other charities. With this Taiwan-Australia collaboration announced in April this year, Taiwanese firefighters can now join the effort.
很荣幸啊，就是有这个荣幸可以被放在封面这样。澳洲人真的是很壮，就是只有在身高上面跟他们差不多啊。现场看到他们就是哇，好像就是每个都很大只这样子。
It was really fun. It was such a great experience just to meet the guys from Taiwan. They're all so fit, so strong. Made me a little bit nervous because they're amazing.
Among the Taiwanese firefighters, one in particular stands out, Zhou Peiru, who is the only female featured in the calendar, marking the first time in a decade for a woman to be part of the Australian Firefighters calendar.
其实我觉得蛮有压力，原因是其实澳洲人跟其他男士他们的肌肉线条真的是，我觉得非常的羡慕，然后所以我也只能尽力的展现。那在现场因为都是实火，所以第一次碰的话，其实会有点紧张，尤其是要踩地上会有火，有油花有火的时候会烧到脚。然后所以就是会胆战心惊，但是还是在他们的协助之下有完成拍摄。
A firefighter's duty is to put out flames, but now with Taiwanese and Australian firefighters working together on the calendar, it looks like things will only get hotter. Klein Wong and Sandy Chi in New Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, check out this British Museum collection showcasing Picasso's lesser-known work as a printmaker. I'm Leslie Liao. Take care and see you next time.
For more news from Taiwan and around the world, go to TaiwanPlus.com and download the TaiwanPlus app.